The monitor said he was unconscious, but his fingers tightened when the door clicked shut. It was subtle, almost invisible, a fraction of a second, a controlled response no machine could measure, and the rookie nurse standing at the foot of the hospital bed saw it. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where. You're watching from I love knowing who's listening. Admiral Thomas Hale had survived explosions, covert missions, and the kind of classified operations that never made headlines. A decorated SEAL turned admiral, he had built a career on precision and silence. The crash should have been simple, a rain-slick highway, a black SUV, a sudden collision that sent metal screaming into darkness. By the time paramedics pulled him from the wreckage, he was unresponsive. Doctors called it a traumatic coma. The Navy stationed guards outside his private room. The media speculated quietly. High-ranking officials visited with grave expressions. And inside that still body, Hale listened. He heard everything: the ventilator's steady rhythm, the shuffle of polished shoes, the low murmurs of men who believed he could no longer understand them. He had chosen silence because 2 nights before the crash, Hale had discovered something buried deep within procurement files, a diversion of funds, subtle but dangerous, the kind of corruption that hid behind respectability. He had planned to confront it. Then the crash happened. Coincidence felt unlikely. So when consciousness returned beneath hospital lights, Hale made a decision only someone trained in patience could make. He would wait, he would watch. If someone wanted him incapacitated, they would reveal themselves in his absence. Most nurses moved in and out with professional routine, checking vitals, adjusting for lines, speaking gently even though they believed he couldn't hear, except for one. Nurse Evelyn Carter was 3 months into her first hospital job, fresh from training, observant to a fault. She had grown up listening more than speaking, a middle child in a loud family, always noticing what others missed. On her third night assigned to Hale's room, she saw it. When a senior officer leaned close to whisper something near the admiral's ear, Hale's breathing changed, just slightly, a fraction deeper. Evelyn froze. It could have been coincidence, but later, when she replaced the saline bag, she deliberately brushed the metal rail near his hand. His fingers twitched, not reflexively, intentionally. A chill ran up her spine. Inside Hale's mind, tension coiled. He had calculated risks before, but involving a civilian nurse hadn't been part of the equation. Still, he sensed her awareness. Evelyn stood there, heart racing. If she was wrong, she would embarrass herself. If she was right, she was standing in the middle of something far bigger than hospital protocols. That night, she made a choice. When the room emptied, she leaned closer and whispered softly, "If you can hear me, blink twice." The room felt impossibly quiet. 5 seconds, 10, then 2 deliberate blinks. Her breath caught. Hale felt an unexpected wave of relief. He hadn't wanted to involve anyone. But isolation was dangerous. Trust, even fragile trust, was necessary. Evelyn straightened, mind racing. "Why?" she whispered. 1 blink, pause, 2 blinks. Yes, there was a reason. Over the next 2 days, a silent communication formed. Yes for 2 blinks, no for 1. Small questions, careful answers. Was the crash an accident? 2 blinks, are you in danger? 2 blinks, are others involved? 2 blinks, the weight of it pressed against Evelyn's chest. She wasn't trained for espionage. She was trained to check vitals and offer comfort. Moral tension settled over her like fog. Should she report this immediately? What if the very people visiting him were part of the threat? Hale sensed her hesitation. He respected it. He had spent a lifetime in controlled environments. She had not. On the 4th night, a familiar official entered, a procurement director who had visited twice before. His tone was smooth, rehearsed. "Such a tragedy," the man murmured. "Some secrets die with us." Hale's pulse quickened despite his control. Evelyn saw it clearly this time on the monitor. That was enough. After her shift ended, she did something brave. She bypassed internal hospital administration and contacted Naval Internal Affairs directly, requesting confidential review under medical ethics protection. It was a risk, one that could cost her job, but integrity demanded it. 2 days later, investigators arrived quietly. Conversations shifted, guards changed. The procurement director never returned. On the 7th morning, under controlled supervision, Admiral Hale opened his eyes officially. Doctors called it miraculous timing, but when his gaze met Evelyn's across the room, there was something deeper, their gratitude. Later, once stable, Hale requested to speak with her privately. "You noticed?" he said simply. She nodded, hands trembling slightly. "I wasn't sure at first. Doubt keeps us careful, he replied. Courage makes us act anyway. The investigation that followed uncovered a network of financial manipulation tied to private contracts. The crash had not been random, and because a rookie nurse trusted her instincts, it unraveled. Evelyn returned to her duties quietly, no headlines, no interviews. She preferred it that way. Hale resumed his position months later, changed not by injury, but by the reminder that strength doesn't always wear rank. Sometimes it wears scrubs, because awareness is more powerful than authority, and truth has a way of blinking back at those who dare to look closely. If this story moved you, share your thoughts below and tell me, would you have trusted your instincts? Subscribe to Cinematic Whispers for more powerful stories where courage whispers before it roars.